Okay, now what I'm going to do here is just kind of through the video. It seems to be a little easier to kind of see how these things are. This is what you call a flat grinding slab or metate, but they're flat surfaces, which means that in the first place to form these they used the method of pecking and grinding to get them into the shape that they are. This one being more rounded. This is, you know, a lot of the metates and grinding slabs they are thick on one end and they taper down. But this one here is pretty much the evenly made all the way. And as you notice that this is granite. This is kind of, you know, type of speckled granite, and and it's a really hard stone. So some people would think that this stone wasn't used a lot because there is no real, you know, indent in it at all. But the way these things, you can see that it's a circle or a round, and you know, like let me see real quick. I'll show you this one here, which is another one that I have. You can see how the surface. You can see this is a pretty neat metate, but you can see where the surface is actually rounded out at the edges and goes up to the top. And so it was a similar type of idea that they ground this in a circular motion rather than the typical all the same, you know, this way. But this is the way they would grind it, in which then you wouldn't have a pattern of, you know, the food would fall off, or what they ground would fall off to the sides. Also, it was always smooth. They didn't keep roughing up the surface, which is what really causes the dip. Is, you know, they did that to make a rougher surface to grind. And so that's why this thing isn't, you know, it in fact, it would tend to be, the wear would be on the edges, so it'd be kind of, you know, it wouldn't go down in, it actually wears it on the edges down, and so you kind of gotta, you know, your middle is higher and then it goes down to your edges because of the way they did it in their circular motion like this. And that's why this is not, you know, this is not what you typically think you'd see in a metate. It's a grinding slab, and just because of the way they did it, it's really a neat set. But truly, you can see, like on the mono here, how it's flat on the sides. That's caused from well, first of all, they formed it through pecking and grinding. You can see the pecking marks on it. You can see the pecking marks on this also, although it's been ground a lot, so it's really a lot harder to see it because they've really ground a lot on this. But it does in a circular motion, much like I say that one. See how the top is higher and then the sides go lower. That's the type of a metate it was. But they're really classy. You can sometimes on these see the burn marks on the side where there's close to a fire. You can see the dark marks, and also, you know, there's stain in these things. You can see the stain, and you know, that's wet, but nonetheless, and I'm not sure that stain is caused from the food, but you can see the different colorations in it that surely could have been caused by what they used. Same on this one, you can see it. Or it's just, you know, anyway,